From the shadows of the ether comes an eldritch entity known only as the Astral Entity. It is a celestial being that drifts through rifts in reality, searching for new planes and realms. There are almost no recordings of the Astral Entity in the Athenaeums of the Splinterlands, but if one was to search through forgotten scrolls in the cobwebbed corners of ancient libraries, they would find the briefest mentions of this being. Snippets from across the centuries mention a humanoid shape made of cosmic energy. No one knows where it came from or what it wants, but it has only been recorded doing one thing: observing. In spite of this, death always seems to follow the Astral Entity's arrival. Clans and nations go to war, crops wither, livestock become ill or infertile, and famine ravages the land. Droughts, plagues of locusts, and violent storms bring empires to their knees, and when it's over, the Astral Entity vanishes without a trace. When the Chaos Legion invaded the Splinterlands, the rift they opened echoed across realities. This drew the attention of the Astral Entity. It was able to slip through the rift undetected and explore this new world. It witnessed a world rich in mana, with diverse people and dramatic landscapes. It also witnessed a world crushed by the grip of the powerful Chaos Legion and their leader, Silus of the Rift. The Astral Entity observed the battles, the people suffering, and all the death, but it did nothing to intervene. What it did do was learn. It learned the strengths and weaknesses of not only the Splinterlands, but of the Chaos Legion as well. The time may come when the Astral Entity chooses a side. Whatever choice it makes will be purely for its own gain, and based on all it has learned from its eons of passing through the rifts.
He is not invincible.
The echoing, husky voice startled Dax Paragon so much that he spilled the pot of ink across the parchments on his desk. He jumped to his feet, his chair tumbling over behind him, and into the shaft of silvery moonlight that fell through the large windows of his private office. Dax whisked up his lantern, holding it high in an attempt to illuminate the dark corners of the chamber.
"Who's there?"
Only silence and darkness greeted him. Dax's wide eyes took in the luxurious furniture, the priceless paintings, and the spoils of war displayed in glass cases. He had risen to a life of wealth and luxury in his business, and he had only risen farther since joining forces with Silus of the Rift and his Chaos Legion.
"Who dares come into my office?"
Dax demanded. One hand fumbled for a desk drawer where a knife was stashed. Out of the darkness, the voice spoke again.
"The Lord you serve is not invincible. The Chaos Legion is not unbreakable."
Dax barked out a laugh, slowly sliding the drawer open.
"You are a fool, then. No one crosses the Chaos Legion." "I have seen empires rise and fall. I have seen peasants become tyrants. I have seen tyrants become heroes of the people. I have seen monsters that would haunt your nightmares for the rest of your short life."
With a quick movement, Dax drew the knife free and held it aloft. The moonlight reflected off the blade. He stalked around his desk, emboldened with a weapon.
"What is it you want?"
he demanded, searching the darkness for this intruder.
"I am here simply to tell you that Dax Paragon could be the most powerful man in all the Splinterlands, if he chose it.
I already am. I have the confidence of Lord Silus himself. A tense pause stretched out. The only sound was Dax's own hammering heart. The voice purred one last sentence.
You are still only a servant.
Rushing to a gold candelabra on an ornate stand, Dax lit the candles to illuminate his office. He was alone. The chamber was empty.
In legends of old, in ancient tongues, the stories were told of a phantom, shadows in the dark and whispers in the night. Who is this celestial starlight that watches you and all you do, that watches chaos unfold through and through? It doesn't choose wrong or right. You never know if it's really on your side. Who is this astral entity? Who is this astral entity?